Hey guys, happy Wednesday. We're coming up on our halfway point through this program, so it's been about 4 weeks, and this is usually the time where you can start to feel frustrated and you're not seeing the results that you think you should be seeing by now. And I'm here to tell you that that is totally normal and we just have to keep pushing through. So you're not alone if you're starting to feel like you just want to give up or you're not seeing progress. It's totally normal. As you can see on this chart, the plateau of latent potential. So I first came across this in the book Atomic Habits, written by James Clear, which is a great book that I totally recommend to everyone trying to make change in their life. Of course, we're going to apply this to health and fitness, and more specifically weight loss or body fat loss, but you can really apply this to any area in your life where you want to make some progress and see some good success. So as you can see on my y-axis here, I think that's right, it's been a while since I've done graphs, you have results, and on my x-axis, you have time. So when we start making these healthy changes and adding in new habits to our routine, we want to see progress like this green line here. We want linear progress. This is what we think should happen. So the second you make a little change, you see a little progress, and then that keeps going. More changes, more progress. Unfortunately, that is just not how it works. You can see this blue line, my exponential line, that is what actually happens. So there's definitely this gap in what we think should happen and what really does happen. And it's called the Valley of Disappointment. So this chart, the plateau of latent potential, shows you the lag time between starting to make change and then actually seeing those results. So at this 4-week period, we're probably in this valley of disappointment, and that's where we don't see any progress, or we don't see any results, or we don't feel like we do anyway, even though we've made a lot of healthy changes and we've really committed to the process. So if you're feeling like you're in here, continue to move through. I know it may feel easier to just give up and revert back to old ways, but I do have 3 ways to help you maintain your habits and maintain your good changes while you're in this purple valley of disappointment. So the first one is to set realistic expectations. So now that you see this visual, maybe you need to adjust what you thought would happen when it comes to weight loss or changing your body composition. So if you had these big lofty goals of wanting to lose 5 to 10 pounds a week, obviously that's not healthy or sustainable weight loss. What we should be looking for is more like 1 to 2 pounds. So as you get realistic with what could actually happen, it's much easier to stay in the process because you're not being disappointed every time you step on the scale or you go to put on a certain pair of pants. So make sure you're being realistic. And then my second tip is to celebrate your non-scale victories. So sometimes it feels like the scale is just not moving, your body composition is not changing. If you're in this purple, sorry, it's a little breezy out here. If you're in this purple valley of disappointment, hopefully now you can see why. So start to find things that aren't related to the scale that you can celebrate. Having those little wins is gonna make it a lot easier to keep your head in the game when you're not seeing progress. So start to take note of things like how you're feeling, your energy throughout the day. Maybe you have less heartburn or less gastric distress. All those things are improving your health and are markers of health improvement, but they're not that number on the scale. So start to take note of those, and as you see those things changing, you'll be a lot more motivated to keep your head in the game while you're not seeing the other things change. My last tip, and if you've been on this process with me, you know probably what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say focus on behavior goals. So when it comes to things like losing weight and losing your body composition, those numbers and how much we change is actually out of our control. The things we do control are the actions we take to get there. So set goals like getting to the gym 5 days a week, or going on a walk after dinner, or eating 6 servings of vegetables a day, drinking a gallon of water a day. Those are all things you have total control over, and if you really take ownership of those, the results and that number on the scale will come. I hope this was helpful. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions or you're stuck in this valley of disappointment and you feel like just giving up, please reach out to me. I will help you make it through the second half of this challenge, and I will talk to you soon.